Hey everybody, today on High Sugar Content, we are going to be looking at key things you want to look for when choosing a maple syrup evaporator for the hobbyist. Alright, so in recent years, the hobby market in maple syrup has gotten larger. It's really exploded. And I get a lot of inquiries from people asking about what recommendations I might have for hobby units. Well, today we're going to look at that so we can get you guys off the kitchen stove making a mess in your kitchen and off the propane burner outside in your garage. Alright, one of the units that I really like, that I recommend for the hobbyist out there, is the 16 by 30 StarCat evaporator. This one is really cool because it's got a lot of the features of a larger evaporator, but it's small that you can use on your hobby size level at home. It's good for about 30 taps and 8 gallons per hour evaporation rate of sap. So I like it because it's got a 22 gauge stainless steel 16 by 30 pan. Why would you want 22 gauge stainless steel versus thicker stainless steel or heavier gauge stainless steel? Reason being is the thinner the stainless steel, the better the heat transfer through the pan and into the sap. And it's got an airtight arch front on it. As you can see here, the door, when you shut it, it's pretty much airtight. A lot of the other hobbyist units out there have just a flat piece of cast iron door that lets cold air into the arch. So that's a real nice feature. As you can see down here, what's pretty cool is it's got a little sliding control for your draft. The draft is what lets air up into the fire so that your fire will burn efficiently and cleanly and hot. It comes with a maple syrup valve, and you got your maple syrup thermometer. I would definitely recommend that you get a maple syrup thermometer, whether you use this or something else. That's going to help you get your syrup to the correct density much easier. Other than that, you can add onto it something like this. This is called a warming pan. You will put your sap into this, and then it will trickle into the pan itself to match the evaporation rate. So it gives you a bit more efficiency as it heats up the sap before it goes into the pan, and it doesn't go in there just cold. Another thing about this evaporator is it's very easy to put together. Simple bolt together construction. Okay, on this one, this is equipped with a flat pan. So for you guys out there that don't know, a flat pan, it's basically just like cooking. It's called a batch method. You're just cooking in like a big pot basically, and you're adding sap until you get to a certain point where you want to cook it all down until the whole volume of what you put in the pan is the same density, and you're going to finish that all off, and it's going to be maple syrup. All right, another option on this StarCat evaporator would be to go to a divided pan. Now with a divided pan, it's going to make a lot smoother operation for you. It's kind of like stepping up to the next level for the hobbyist in this size of evaporator. It's going to allow you to operate kind of in the way that a larger producer operates on his bigger evaporator. It's a continuous flow system. Sap will go in, and the gradient or the density of the sap as it is cooking will be separated out by the dividers, and then over in the last channel, it's the most dense, it's the most cooked down, it's been in there the longest, and that's where the syrup is finished. And you just open the valve and let off a little bit at a time, and the whole gradient just shifts and keeps moving every time you open the valve. So it's a lot smoother operation, and I think personally a lot more fun to operate. The only thing that you would need to do on a unit like this, it pretty much comes complete, would be to add bricks. You would just line the inside of the arch down here, the firebox, with some fire bricks. I would probably put some insulation underneath the pan here itself, around the perimeter of it, just to keep it a bit more airtight underneath here and not have stainless steel contacting the steel. And I would add a draw-off elbow or a stainless steel elbow to this valve, so when you're opening this up and letting the syrup out, it goes down a little bit more cleanly than without having one. Another thing I like about these units are they're made in the USA. so we can show those Canadians what we're made of. All right, the next step up, guys, for a hobby evaporator would be, in my opinion, would be this evaporator. It's a 20 by 48 Dauntless. That's because it's unstoppable. It's good for about 11 gallons per hour and about 55 caps or so. It's in the divided pan drop flue configuration, and this is going to take your performance up and bump it up quite a bit. The other pans are all flat bottom pans. This is called a flue pan, and the flues are these channels that go deep below the bottom surface of the pan and into the firebox. What it does is it allows heat to flow through there. It gives much more surface area of the sap in contact with the heat. Okay, on the back of this evaporator, the Dauntless, they've got a big warming pan that actually sits on top of the arch, so the heat from the fire is going directly under it as well. So it's gonna be heated up pretty good compared to the warming pans that sit on top of the cooking pans that are just heated by the steam. This is equipped with a float box, and this is a feature that you're gonna find more on like a bigger professional evaporator. But the float box, what it does is it steadily allows sap to come into the pan as the water is being boiled off and lost through steam. So it keeps the pan level exactly where you want it, like at about 2 inches deep. All right, if you're interested in purchasing either of these recommended by the Maple Dude hobby evaporators, you can look at the links below in the description of this video, and you can order them there. They're also available in my store, or go to my website, themapledude.com, and you can purchase them there as well. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did like this episode of high sugar content, please like and subscribe. Have a great week, and remember, always keep it